This is Florida's most exciting new downtown. Well, kind of. It's actually part of everything you're seeing here, including this parking lot that we're in right now. That is brand spanking new. And I'm gonna share with you a lot of details about everything that is coming to this area. And what we're talking about here is downtown Wellen Park. So for example, this parking lot is new. See all this here? That's all fenced off. That's gonna be a new hotel. That's gonna have rooftop dining, whole parking lot here for that as well. And then all this over here, like, okay, this is gonna get developed, guarantee that. Give it time. This is all the current downtown, just to give you some concept of like what's all here already. And then over here is like Publix, back in the distance here. I'll zoom in for you a little more. There's like Publix, some restaurants up in front of that. Pre-K here, and then all this over here you can see is going to be developed at some point. And then this brand new road that connects to the Atlanta Braves spring training facility. So once like all this fills in, it's gonna make all this feel very connected. In fact, even this here, I guarantee this little plot of land here that you're seeing, that's gonna also help connect that. Now I'm gonna show you more about what's coming, but once this is all connected, it's going to triple in size. I mean, honestly, maybe even quadruple, because it's gonna, again, make some of this stuff over here that felt a little more disconnected feel connected. And as we go back over this way, along the lake, you'll see even more development happening along that lake. And again, like just what already felt like part of the downtown is going to triple in size just from what they're adding. But then you put on top of that all the ways it's gonna connect to this other stuff, it's gonna be nuts. Okay, I'm gonna read off to you a bunch of the stuff that's coming to the area. So we've got 2 new mixed-use buildings coming. Well, they're pretty much almost done. I'll show you those in a second. I'm filming this, by the way, in late October. Those buildings are supposed to be opening very, very soon, and a bunch of the stuff in this video, and then some more things coming. But 2 new mixed-use buildings, a boutique hotel, which I already told you about, added parking, which is already there, 3 new parks, and 10 miles of trails. And one of the parks sounds really awesome. It's gonna be a brand new dog park with an agility training course. So we'll talk more about that. And one of the cool things is actually in one of the parks, there's going to be a new and larger community playground. So that's pretty cool, called Park 87, opening in early 2026. So that's one of the things that's coming soon. It's gonna be a vibrant and engaging space featuring custom built fire station themed playground equipment. So it sounds like it could be pretty fun. Actually, one other thing to note here is this road, more sidewalks, more ways to get around the lake and things like that. And over to the Atlanta Braves spring training facility, CoolToday Park, which actually you can see right there. I'll zoom in so you can see the lights right there. You see that light there? That is one from the stadium. And again, a sneak peek of more of the stuff coming around the lake that I was telling you about. Over there, some of that construction happening. So lots going on here. Okay, on top of that, it's saying that this Firehouse 87 is gonna have a multi-purpose lawn recreational area for activities and community events, shaded areas, which is always good in the hot summer months. Even in the winter, sometimes it can get a little bit toasty. And freestanding play equipment, such as a rope obstacle course. That sounds pretty fun. I don't know, I might need to do that. Hopefully it's open for adults too, because I like me an obstacle course. There's gonna be a pavilion, restrooms, dedicated areas for toddlers. And yeah, just as a whole, it sounds like it's gonna be a really cool thing. So I'm excited for that. On top of that, as we go past the hotel site here, on top of that, there's gonna be a 2.5 mile trail put in place called Buttonwood Trail. It's gonna have a shell path, it says, and boardwalk trail through natural scenery, which again is good to know that they're keeping some of the nature intact, and a gated entrance directly to Wellen Park's Palmyra community. So that's pretty exciting, which is one of the newer communities. We gotta get some home tours for you in there yet, actually. We've been in there a few times, but haven't got you guys a video yet. Apologize, we're gonna get to it. That's gonna be completed by the end of 2025. So we're approaching that pretty soon here. On top of that, there is the Old Cart Nature Trail, and that's a winding 3-mile trail anticipated for spring of 2026. So, in the works yet. Again, offering shell pass. Again, when they say shell pass, basically that just means seashells, not gravel. That's kind of what we do down here. Kind of fun, something different. And there's gonna be boardwalks, an immersive natural experience, and it's actually gonna have a fishing pier. And it's also planned to connect to a planned school campus for kids walking and biking to school. And it'll include 2 trailheads with restrooms and parking. Again, nice to get some more, restrooms sprinkled throughout this area. Now, let's talk a little bit about that dog park, and we're approaching some of these buildings up here that are going to be having a lot of the other businesses that are coming, and I'll share more details about what those businesses are going to be when we get over there. But the dog park's going to be called Grand Lake Dog Park, opening in October of 2025. So really, really soon. In fact, I've been around this lake maybe just a couple weeks ago, and I didn't see anything that looked clearly like a dog park. A lot of development, but nothing that looked clearly like a dog park. So we'll take a look at that in a second and see what it's actually looking like. But if it's October 2026, I mean, or 2025, I should say, we're there. So guess we'll see if it's there. And anyways, it's supposed to have a area where pet owners can let their dogs run free. Obviously, that's the point of a dog park. It's gonna be a 2-acre fenced park, and it's gonna include, I like this, canine agility equipment. I think that's pretty fun. I took our dog before she passed away to one in Sarasota that had some of that stuff. It was just kind of fun to see how she like reacted to that. But there's also gonna be jumping rings, grassy mound with a tunnel, benches, seating, and 2 large shade structures. Okay, continuing on. So again, this is all stuff that was here. Solis Hall, you got the Banyan House. Behind me is Aquapazza Italian. We still have not got there. We're gonna have to check that out eventually. Foxtail Coffee's up ahead here. Oak and Stone, you can buy beer by the ounce here. Fantastic place, definitely recommend it. In fact, I think a lot of people do, just because once that place opened, like all of a sudden people started coming to downtown a lot. They got really good food there as well. It's not just for beer. Really, really popular place for a reason. Got the Grand Lawn over here, and there's a little dock area where you can fish, whole bunch more. But up here is where the new buildings are coming. This is where things get pretty exciting. Okay, so there's your Foxtail Coffee, Oak and Stone, and here's the new buildings that are coming with new stuff. And it says new services coming 2025. And I'll tell you what, they're cutting it close. We're at the end of October here. So they don't got a lot of time to work with yet. But here's what's expected to come. So I got a little more details for you guys because I've done a lot of walk and talks around here and I've always been like, well, I have to look into that a little more. Again, we don't have very many specifics as far as like the exact like names of them, but the types of things that are gonna be coming, we do. So we're talking about again, the boutique hotel was back over there, but in these, it's gonna be boutique clothing, pet services, hair salon, a Pilates studio, optometrist, and then it says etc. So I guess we'll see what else exactly all comes in here. Obviously you can see there's a lot of space in these buildings though. I mean, they go far, they're 2 stories. I'm sure the top level, just like these buildings over here, will probably be more like professional services, which is good, you know, to have access to both that, and then on the bottom level get more restaurants and things like that, and you know, Pilates studios and other things like that that are a little more, you know, fun. So super exciting. And that's just this whole roadway like looks so different. It goes right up to that roundabout there. There's a roundabout if you keep going there on Tamiami Trail. So super exciting. But let's continue over here and see what we can find of this lake dog park that's coming. Also definitely worth noting is like, look at all these buildings. Apartments that are coming is what those are. And those were not even close to being there like 6 months ago. Definitely not a year ago. You know, 6 months we could see like kind of the beginning stages of that, but just the progress has been insane. And like some of these areas, I can't even remember anymore because it's changed so much so fast, but some of these areas were like parking lots at one point. And the parking lot where I started the video had to get built because they replaced old parking lots with new structures and other things to do. So pretty crazy. I think there's just a shot of this mural too anytime we're down here. It's just such a cool mural. I wonder if they're gonna update that once in a while or kind of just keep like refreshing it or what the case is. It'd be kind of fun if they switched it up once in a while, but at the same time, it's pretty. So I don't see much reason to change it. Also worth noting, these shipping container restaurants. Pop Dogs is still here. This used to be I forgot what it was, like crab cakes or something, but now it's a taco place. And then you also got Lakeside Bikes. But as you can see, they have limited times and days that they're open, so they're not always available for food, unfortunately. But let's continue on over here. I want to see if we can catch a look at this dog park because again, like, it's October, man. Like we got like, I think right now like four days left in the month. So let's see if it is present. Man, crazy, this whole playground here. Again, it was like empty behind that, and now you got these buildings like right there. Such a different look. And again, I've covered this before, but I just want to point something out that I don't think I did in the previous videos. Like with all these apartments coming to this area, and they are huge, like, and there's multiple buildings. Like you got one here, you got one there, you got one there, 4 stories high. You put all that together, you're talking about bringing a lot more people right here in the downtown, right? And so that should give you an idea. Like some of the people, like we had comment on one of the videos where I did an update and it said, you know, that has a long ways to go to be considered a downtown. All these buildings, first of all, coming in, the stuff I showed you in the beginning, how it's gonna like connect more of like the Publix area and stuff, that it's gonna make it all feel bigger to begin with, number one. But the bigger point I wanna make is number two, you put all these people here, they're gonna want stuff to do. And then the convenience of having what they do have nearby is gonna make these businesses do really well, but also maybe get a little overwhelmed. And what does that mean? You're gonna need more stuff here for people to do. So you're going to see, you know, obviously those new buildings that are coming in with the Pilates studio and stuff like that, like that's going to add to it quite a bit. But I don't think that's where it's gonna end. I think there's a lot more coming yet. And I showed you some of the land where I think a lot of development will be happening. But on top of that, as we continue along here, you can see like it just keeps going. And just for reference too, like the last video I did here was like a month and a half ago. And so I was going through it to get it ready to put it on YouTube the other day. And I was just like, man, just seeing the progress from that video to the previous one, it's like, I should probably just come back out again, even though it's only been about maybe 6 weeks. And again, I'm pretty astounded by the amount of progress. And in fact, wow, this is interesting. I can see now, thought all this was gonna be like structures and things like that. That looks like that's gonna be a road. So that is interesting. Be fun to see how that connects everything. And again, now we got all these buildings coming in over here. So this is where there's still some mystery. I haven't seen a lot about like what exactly is coming to these areas. I thought some of this was going to be more like, you know, your dog park or whatever the case may be. Like I'm still trying to figure out where exactly that is. I wonder if it's on the other side of the lake. We're gonna keep walking and see what we can find. But in the meantime, I'm going to film some other videos till I get all the way over. Oh my gosh, and then look at all these buildings back over here yet. I don't think I got those in the last video. So I mean, this is just astounding. And I didn't even walk over that way. Like you keep going that way and that takes you over by the HCA hospital that is coming in, or medical facility. I don't know if it's considered like a full-fledged hospital. It's like a smaller building, but a lot of additions that are going to, again, connect what's already like over closer to Tamiami Trail all the way to the downtown. And again, like it's going to feel like a very big downtown very, very soon. By the time this is done by the end of the year, it's already gonna, again, I'd say feel like double the size. Give it another year, triple the size. Give it another year, 5 times the size. I don't know. I mean, just because all these different areas are gonna be more connected and it's gonna feel like one big cohesive thing. And I gotta say too, like I just feel like a lot of times when we have clients, by the way, we have a real estate team here, so if you're looking to move to the area, get a hold of us. We can help you avoid mistakes, answer a lot of questions and that are impossible to find online, and save you some money and all that good stuff. And we're always gonna have your best interest in mind and make sure like you get what's the right fit for you, because we want you to be happy above all. But we've had a lot of people like come to the downtown like before all this was happening. But you know, it was basically, you had kind of what was like right in here. You know, kind of just basically what you could see from here. It was those buildings. And that was pretty much it. And so now you fast forward to now and you see how much change has happened. It shows you just like, we were trying to tell people like then, they were like, would see that and they would just be like, well, yeah, I don't know, it's okay, it's cool, it looks really nice, but it's not that big, doesn't seem like there's a lot to do. And we just kept trying to explain to people like, no. There's more coming. And not, again, like we don't want to like try to steer anyone to like one way or another or anything like that, but we just want to make sure people are understanding like that it was in the very beginning stages and there was a lot more coming on the way. And you know, that's going to change the vibe of the area, how much stuff there is to do, and affect appreciation long term for sure. Just because our area has more stuff to do, the appreciation goes up. So, I mean, you can see full-fledged now how quickly this is really changing. And it's pretty interesting to see just how much the feel of it is completely different now. I'm gonna continue over here, but like, again, I'm still walking on this same trail. Like I just had to like pause it for a minute because the building just keeps going and going and going. But here's where things get even crazier. Once we get up here and we come to this road that was, again, a quiet road, really nothing going on, and we go across the street, there is even more coming. And hopefully pretty soon here I'll be able to sneak a peek at where this dog park is. I'll tell you what though, I mean, if you want your dog off leash, okay, that's not right here yet, but like if you just want to go for a walk with your dog and get him outside and some exercise, this is a great area for it. There's doggy doo-doo stations all over along this trail, so super dog friendly, lots of outdoor seating at the restaurants as well. So if you want to have a little day and you want to bring the dog along, you know, can absolutely do that. You can get a little walk in, get a little food, do a little shopping. And like, in fact, one time we were always kind of worried with our dog as she got older because she would have accidents because she just couldn't control herself anymore. But we went to Foxtail Coffee and would get her pup cups and like keep her outside, and they would see her out there and be like, she can come in, you should let her come in. You know, they were like really like wanted us to make sure we knew that. So super dog friendly in that area. Also, take a note of this. They're starting to put more of these crosswalks in with the lights. Oh, I should probably use it, even though there's no cars coming. And we're seeing more of those come into the downtown Wellen Park area as well. So that's really, really nice. But here, check this out. I was just here like, again, I don't even know if it was 6 weeks ago. I want to say it was like 3-4 weeks ago, maybe 5. And I mean, wow, look at all that. That is insane. So yeah, I mean, it's going to feel like a much bigger downtown and more of a city very, very, very soon. Now I gotta try to track down this dog park because I have no clue where it is. Oh, just thought of something else too. I should probably share this more often in the videos, but late October, just to give you a sense for the weather if you're not from here, because a lot of people watching that are looking to move down to the area are not from here, is right now it's crazy. I saw the 10-day forecast and I was like, those look like some like December, January, February temperatures. We had some days where the high was supposed to be like around like 71, 72, and that's like not quite cold, but starting to feel a little cold. And the forecast ended up changing. Oh, here's one of those doggy stations I was telling you about. But, you know, I was thinking to myself, man, this is gonna be brutal. And we're from Wisconsin, okay? So like 55 degrees feels pretty cold here now. Like actually really cold, I would even say. It's just crazy how you adapt to the temperatures down here. But today I think it's like around 80 degrees. So a little bit cooler than I would say typically for late October. We still generally are gonna be like in the mid 80s, maybe low 80s. But we got some days in the forecast that, like I said, it changed, but a few that are in the forecast for like 74, 75 is the high, and some of the lows in the mornings will be around mid 50s. But this time of year is great for going out and do these walk and talks. Like a little bit drier, a little less humid, especially like all the winter months, I'd say as a whole generally get a little bit, you know, drier as far as the air and the rain for that matter. Summers, more humidity, more rain, more heat. I like both. People say we don't have seasons here in Florida, but I'll tell you what, I feel like we do. They're just different seasons. They're not as extreme as they are up in Wisconsin, that's for sure. And also, so you know, yes, gators. Look how close I am to the water. I'm not scared though, right? That's the other thing I should bring up quick while I look for this dog park. A lot of people ask us, you know, when they're thinking about moving down here about gators and how much they have to be worried about with them. You know, when we first moved down, we were kind of excited to see one, but also scared. And we have a retention pond behind our house, and the more we've been in Florida, we kind of realize like they don't like to go away from the water except for mating season. That's the only time you really see them walking around. Outside of that, they're gonna be in the water or like within 5 feet of the bank. So if you're aware of that, generally speaking, you don't have much to worry about. And here's the other thing. A lot of times they're just as scared of you as you are of them. So like if they're like facing towards the water or even like facing towards you sometimes and you just like clap your hands and make a loud noise, they'll take off into the water. So just to give you a little context on that. I'm not saying like you shouldn't like go up and try to pet them or like some people will feed them and stuff, and like that's definitely a no-no. You don't want to do that. Oh, maybe over here. That might be where the dog park's gonna be. Okay, I think we're finally on track for something here. So I'm gonna continue to walk and we'll pick back up once I get a little bit closer to all the way over there. I'll zoom in for you. You can see the black barrier over there. So picking back up, because I literally just filmed the whole video and continued walking. This trail is so big, and two things come to mind when I walk this trail. One, it's always bigger than I remember it, but two, I like the last 2 or 3 different times I've went around it, it feels like maybe they added trails or changed it, and I don't know if that's because they actually did or just because it looks so different, because there's some more like development over there. Like this, I don't remember if this was actually water or if it was all dried out like this. We haven't had a lot of rain lately either. But man, I don't know, it feels different. It feels like we get like way closer over here than we used to. I might be on these trails do split off, so I might just be on a different trail and not aware of it. Just how different everything in Wellen Park continues to feel is shockingly, it's just shocking. It's shockingly shocking. But I don't know, I like that. You know, a lot of people don't like to see the development, and gosh, I really hope they keep, you know, a lot of this nature in this central area here, and it seems like that's the plan. Because I understand, like, people worrying about things being overdevelopment, but at the same time, like, it just makes these walks out here a lot more fun, because, like, every time you're just like, I don't remember, it makes it new, you know? I don't remember if I saw this before or not, and if I did, it looks different now, and it keeps things mentally stimulating, which, you know, I'm in my mid-40s now, so, like, maybe that's important for me to keep my mental health intact. But this is pretty cool. I don't know. A lot of it looks different. And I walked this trail multiple times. And by the way, I still have not found the dog park. I'm still working on that, but we'll pick back up when I do. Okay, so continuing, I walked all the way around the lake, you guys, almost. I'm like 80% of the way around it. But I still haven't found the dog park. Filmed 2 other videos, maybe 3, I lost count. But just wanted to show you this. So, like, over here, these are like senior living apartments. That road goes right up to, you go up a little further, you can see the lights back there probably of, that's CoolToday Park, the Atlanta Braves spring training facility. This is that new road that's going in. So I just want to show you this up close. I mean, that's pretty much ready to go. They got to be opening this just about any day now, I would think. Probably in the next month for sure, maybe 2 tops. But I'm going to continue walking over here and see if I can find that dog park that is supposedly here by October. I mean, there's 4 days left in October, so either they got jumpy on that press release or it's not where I think it is, but they sure made it seem like it was in the downtown. So yeah. But even, I mean, first of all, it would be awesome if it's in the downtown, just because nice. Again, like so many things you can do right in the area. Again, go out to eat, take your dog for a walk, go to the dog park, tire them out even more, especially if you got a younger one. We had a dog that, she passed away a couple of years ago, but she was half boxer, and man, up until like 8 years old, she could just go all day long. So like getting some energy out was definitely the way to go. So having this, if you got a puppy with a lot of energy, or like a Jack Russell Terrier, those things, man, they can go. But let me see if I can find this for you guys. If anything, it might be around the corner here. I really don't know. I'm starting to lose hope. But honestly, it would make sense. It would be right here, a little bit closer to the downtown. But I also could see, you know, having it tucked away and further from stuff as well. I think both could make sense. I just think it would be cool and unique to have it right in the downtown and make Wellen Park stand out a little bit. And I mean, that's kind of what you want to do nowadays. All these, you know, new communities popping up over the United States, especially in Florida. Having a competitive advantage is good. Okay, so here we are. We're almost back to the downtown. I mean, maybe this in between here is going to be the dog park. I really don't know. I don't see anything very dog park looking in the actual downtown though. So maybe that was also just me conjecturing too much on where this dog park's going to be based on the press release. Maybe it didn't actually explicitly say in the downtown. I swear it did. Well, the fact of the matter is, somewhere around here, there's a dog park coming. If and when I find it, I'll put it in a video for you. But if you are looking to buy or sell a home in Wellen Park area, we've helped a lot of people move to this area, anywhere from Sarasota down to Port Charlotte, Inglewood, or the entire Orlando metro, obviously Venice, Northport. Get a hold of our team. We'd love to help you out. We helped a lot of people avoid mistakes, can answer those questions that are often impossible to find online, and save a lot of money. And we would love to help you too. 941-221-1897. Call or text at any time. And if you want to know more about living in any of these areas that I just mentioned that we cover, check out the playlist in the description down below. We got really extensive videos covering just about anything you could think of, and tons of resources there for you to help you out if you're not quite ready to make the move yet and you're just trying to get your bearings on what's going on in all these areas. But if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. I would appreciate it greatly, and subscribe and turn on all notifications to catch the newest videos. And we will see you in one of those videos in the playlist down below next. Live breezy.